So by the end of this video, I will turn you into one of the best shot creators in NBA 2K24, and the secret to this is using step back jumpers the right way. That means setting them up properly, not using them as a bailout mechanic, and I'll even show you some of the filthiest combos you can combine with step back jumpers to make sure you're as unguardable as possible in NBA 2K24. So the first thing you need to know about step back jumpers is they're not some magic bailout mechanic. If you don't set them up properly and you just simply use them to bail yourself out, you will be unsuccessful. The key to a good step back jumper is to amplify space, punish your defender's momentum, and make sure you're countering with the right one. And I do that in this situation with James Harden. Take a look at how I methodically break my defender down, using that crossover to shift my defender's footwork, shifting it again, and then using the space that I created to combo with a step back jumper. Alright, with that guiding principle out of the way, to execute a step back jumper, hold R2 and then hold the right stick in any direction. Up, to the right, down and to the left, or any angle, even upright, down left, or up left. And as you can see, the direction in which you hold the right stick is the direction of your step back jumper. You can also execute a step back jumper by tapping square, holding the left stick in any direction, and then holding square to shoot. But step back jumpers really shine when you do them on the move, as I do right here. So as I'm moving at any angle, you want to hold R2, hold the right stick in any direction towards the direction of your step back jumper. You can also use the tap square method. And one thing to know about step back jumpers in NBA 2K24 is they're now more prone to user error compared to NBA 2K23. As you can see right here, moving at a straight angle, I try to execute a step back jumper to my left, but instead it results in a pull-up jumper. I discovered how to fix this issue. Stay tuned until the end of the video for more details. Okay, one thing to know about the direction of holding the right stick is it's going to be very important. In this situation, I hold the right stick up and to the left to execute a crossover into a hop jumper, the hop pull-up jumper. But here, I hold the right stick down and to the left. And these two situations show you the importance of choosing the right direction in your executing your step back jumper. So again, the main goal of using step back jumpers is to create that space you need to get an open shot. And they're best used in combination with your signature dribble moves in order to apply pressure to your opponent, force him to defend a certain part of the floor, and then countering with a step back jumper, which goes against their momentum. You can also use step back jumpers to counter against contact. In this situation, after my dribble drive against Grant Williams, he's able to give me a bump. But if I execute a step back jumper at the right time while in contact, I will punish that contact and hit an open shot. And look at this right here. This is a great example doing it up against Kristaps Porzingis. Okay, the main benefit of using the right stick method is if that you release the right stick before entering your jump shot, you can cancel that step back and combo with your dribble moves. And again, you can also combo this with your right stick dribble moves. And if you want the best tutorial to see what you can combo out of it, go check my dribble tutorial out. Okay, so here's a few examples. I use that step back cancel to force Jimmy Butler to close out on Donovan Mitchell, and I just use that to attack an angle and get to the basket. Same situation right here, force him to commit, attack to the basket, and finish with the right layup. Alright, now I'm going to discuss an important part of making step back jumpers successful, and that's using them out of momentum. This first step back had poor momentum. I executed it before I was fully in my burst mode, but in this situation right here, I waited until I was fully accelerated to combo that with a wider jump shot. Wider meaning I create more space because I use my momentum to combo with my step back jumper. Again, if you execute a step back while your momentum isn't completely in effect, you will get shorter step back jumpers. This situation, I use Jordan Poole's aggressive breakdown and the momentum out of it to create a wider step back, a step back that creates more space. Here, I preemptively execute a step back jumper to create a short step back because the momentum wasn't there, and just take a look at the difference in the distance that creates. This highlights the importance of knowing when to pull the right stick in order to execute your step back. Creating a step back with momentum is key. Take a look at the situation right here. My momentum was killed, so I tried to bail myself out with a step back jumper. Now, while I still created a lot of space, take a look at the distance that Josh Okogie is able to cover because the momentum out of that step back jumper was not properly timed. And contrast that with this sick Zach LaVine combo out of this triple threat launch, directly launching into that step back jumper. That's one seamless combo, using the momentum out of the triple threat launch to combo that momentum into a step back jumper. Two moves that look like they're one seamless move because I use the momentum out of that triple threat launch properly to combo into a step back jumper, giving me a wide open shot. And that is the secret sauce as to why I think I'm one of the best shot creators in NBA 2K24. I use the momentum out of different dribble moves and figure out which step back jumpers combo really well out of it. Like this De'Aaron Fox attack crossover directly into that step back jumper. Look at that. That's one seamless move out of two inputs. Attack crossover attacks Tyrese Halliburton, forces him to shuffle. I combo that directly into a step back jumper, using the momentum out of it to flow two moves into one. But that's not to say that your short step back jumpers out of a broken momentum move isn't effective. That second step back jumper out of James Harden was picture perfect. But that's because he has a great short step back jumper. These are short step back jumpers to your right and a wider step back jumper to your left. Both are wide open, both very effective, but it's going to depend on the animations that you have. Next, you want to be methodical and to combo your standing dribble moves with your step back jumpers, but only if you're able to create misdirection, keep your defender off balance, and then use that split second to create an extra bit of space with your step back jumper. Something I do poorly in this combo right here. Now that shot went in, but Josh Okogie wasn't falling for this, and then I comboed recklessly into that side step, which is slow to begin with. I just got lucky. But contrast that with this Tyrese Halliburton picture perfect step back jumper. James Harden was off balance to begin with. That tween even made him even more off balance, and that was the natural combo to this Tyrese Halliburton step back jumper. Another way in which you want to use this is to use your pick and rolls or your screens to set your defender up with a size up escape dribble right there. You see, forcing Luka to react and then combo that with a step back jumper. That is picture perfect. And take a look as I combo Steph's moving step back into that step back jumper, moving down into the right, amplifying the space I create with a step back into another step back jumper. And just like our example on momentum, knowing when to execute your step back will give you different types of step back animations. Look at this right here. This second one is a hard pound dribble where the first one was a smooth step back. So once again, practice when to execute your step back jumpers out of your dribble moves. I show you 3 different Luka step backs right here out of different timings of my right stick input, pulling it down and to the left. And one way that pro play really elevates your step back game are these pro play animations. They combo really well with step back jumpers. I'm just showing you right here different LeBron pro play combos, which combo smoothly with his new pro play step back jumper. And this is the game telling you how to use these types of step back jumpers. I use my aggressive breakdown with LeBron James right here to use that forward momentum to get Dillon Brooks moving backwards and then combo that with a step back to the left. That is sweet. And this signature Paul George dribble combo into a step back jumper is actually possible in NBA 2K24. That is his aggressive breakdown dribble, which is done by holding R2, tapping up on the right stick. But if you execute a poorly timed step back jumper with the right stick being held in the wrong direction, as you can see here, you're getting the wrong step back, a pull-up jumper even. But if you time it right, holding R2 and the right stick down there, you will execute Paul George's signature step back jumper out of his aggressive breakdown combo. And lastly, another way you can use step back jumpers is to combo them out of a standing position, as I showed in the start of the video, out of your triple threat moves. Again, I like to use this in combination with my pick and rolls, my different jab steps, my different triple threat moves, which I also have a tutorial on. As you can see right there, that was a perfect way to escape my defender going under the screen and then comboing that with a triple threat step back jumper. Donovan Mitchell, another guy that has a really good one, going down into this right. As you can see here, using this in combination with your screens, forcing them to react. As you can see right here, Tyler Hero was going above the screen, getting caught in the screen. So the natural counter was to go use my step back down into the left. And that once again is picture perfect basketball IQ. De'Aaron Fox is another one that has one of the great step back jumpers out of the triple threat. Holding R2 and holding the right stick to the right again is one of my favorites in the game. Okay, to end the video, I'm going to show you situations in which you're botching your step back, so resulting in pull-up jumpers. And I figured this out. Anytime you're in a defensive sequence where your defender wins, as you can see right here, I will lose an adrenaline bar, which shows you that the defender won that engagement. If you try to bail yourself out with a step back jumper, it's not going to work. But here, as you can see, I did not lose an adrenaline bar out of that contact situation, meaning you are able to execute step back jumpers out of contact as long as you win that engagement. Another situation is that anytime you're executing a step back jumper out of difficult angles, as you can see right here, sometimes it results in a pull-up jumper. One of the more consistent ways to counter this, as you can see right there, is to use the tap square method, but I found another method. Release the left stick after you generate momentum to put it in a neutral position, as you can see right there, and then execute the right stick method. It's gonna work every time, and as you can see in this example right here against Al Horford, I'm moving at a straight angle usually leads to bad results, but as I release the left stick, use my momentum to carry me forward, and then use R2 and the right stick method, I'm able to create that space with a standard step back jumper. Alright, I think that is the most comprehensive breakdown of step back jumpers and hop jumpers in NBA 2K23. In my opinion, I gave you some very detailed examples of how you should use step backs. Ideally, create that space, use your defender's momentum against them, amplify the space out of your signature size ups, use them in moving signature size up situations, and believe me, if you use this guide to really sharpen up your shot creation mentality and your shot creation skills, you're going to be freaking unstoppable in NBA 2K24. Trust me, man, I've been doing this for a long time. Step back jumpers, they're the best they've ever been, and I just showed you how.